What is up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Um, this is something that kind of came out of left field. I don't think I heard any chatter about this until I just got on after some work today and saw this trailer. We got a launch trailer for Flight Sim 2024, and guys, I don't know how to feel. Um, so let's just hop into this and kind of break it down and then talk about it. So Soba's still doing it. That's good. At least we're keeping the same developer. Um, I stopped a little too late. Next generation. So that leads me to believe this is truly a separate game, not a kind of like the 40th anniversary edition, not like an upgrade, but it really seems like we're gonna be seeing a brand new game. We'll kind of talk about that a little bit later. So the other big thing I noticed is it seems like this is definitely geared towards a different part of the flight sim community. It seems to be more for those people that aren't big into the commercial side. It's just kind of my initial guess, which I think is awesome. I think giving different parts of the community some love, some content is great. It only helps the community as a whole because it just brings more people in. Um, so I think it's awesome. So let's kind of just keep going. So with firefighting, that first off is beautiful. That looks great. Um, I guess the first question I have looking at this is kind of, are these going to be missions, or is this going to be something happens in the open world on the map, or you go see oh, firefight or fires raging? Can we do this in multiplayer? Have a big group of people water bombing giant fires, or is this going to be kind of like FSX in terms of the mission selection? You have all these missions, you can do them, and the kind of variety of these. I think this looks great. I'm assuming this is also a brand new plane we're going to see. I imagine they wouldn't showcase a plane that's not going to be in the game. Not much to say about this. This is awesome, though. Great to see that we're going to have some helicopters in this at launch, I'd assume. That looks beautiful. Uh, doesn't look like the boat's moving too much. Kind of disappointment. Okay, so this makes me wonder, are we going to be able to have people move around outside of aircraft now? Flight sim's always been you're in the aircraft or you are the aircraft, if that makes sense. But now, am I gonna be able to like walk around? Can I do a walk around of my aircraft before or after a flight? Um, because I think that'd be a really cool addition. Let's keep going. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is kind of the wiggle to the rope. So it seems like it's very reactive to movements. It's not just like a kind of straight down line. That's awesome. So I wonder if you can lose cargo if you move in too, uh, like if you're too fast or moving too far to the left or the right. If you're swinging the payload around, can it drop off and fall away? That would be a really great feature. Uh, so it doesn't look like the boat's moving, so it looks like these are very much static objects. That kind of stinks. I'd love to see the boat rocking some, really up the difficulty of it. But that's still cool. Um, a big thing I noticed here. Also, sorry, I'm saying it's end of work day for me, but we are actually seeing real airlines in this. So, of course, in the back of the 47, we have Pacific Airlines all the way back from FSX and probably before then. But we have TAP, Portugal, and Iberia. Kind of interesting that they chose to add in some real airlines. I think that's a cool feature. Don't know if we're going to just see, like, I'd love to have real airline liveries in the game at launch. I think that'd be great, especially for the Xbox community. Uh, Flight Sim on PC, we're really spoiled. I can just go download a livery for free, not a big deal. Xbox doesn't necessarily have that luxury, so I think that'd be a great thing. Other big thing is we see the 47-8 in the back and the A320neo. Two aircraft they launched. Everybody had access to them in FS 2020. But the TAP Portugal, that looks to be an A330-200. You can tell by the engines it's a current engine option version. So there are 200, 300, and I think the number of windows between door 1 and 2 is short enough to make it a 200. So that's a cool thing. Let's keep going ahead. Now that looks beautiful. I'm blown away the level of detail of that. Also, looking around, I see a A320 or A320 family Air France, and then what I'm gonna guess is a KLM A330 in the very back. I'm not sure, but that's roughly the right blue. We also see more people moving, so this makes me wonder: is this all a cutscene before a mission, or is this gonna be like something you can actually see? Is it something you can do? Lots of questions there. Looks beautiful. The walking I've noticed looks very natural, very fluid. And that really makes me hope that in the event that you can't walk around, devs will be able to at least play around with it so we can get more natural movement of some of the characters in game, especially with the ground service side of things. This is awesome. Crop dusting, I think that's a cool addition. Definitely a different crowd is what this kind of plays to. That's beautiful. That's really cool. Oh, we got the sky crane there. That's a good part. Okay. Now, when I first saw this, I was blown away. I think this is awesome. The Beluga XL is based off the A330, which would also make me kind of think that we're going to see a A330 CO in the game. I mean, they already got the model. I think they have the same wings, same landing gear, same engines, just different body. If you're doing one, might as well do both because I think the cockpits are also the same. So there's a lot of commonality. Really, it's just handling an exterior model is the main differences. Now, this is awesome. But the other thing that's kind of keep catching my eye outside of how cool the plane is everything else going on. We see a lot of ground workers around, a lot of ground equipment. How much is this are we going to actually see in game, or is this a cutscene? That's kind of the big question I really want answered is, are these cutscenes, or is this actual stuff we'll see when in the sim? That looks great, though. It sounds great, actually. A400, Airbus's military C-130 variant, or version. That's, yeah. That's cool, air racing. I know that's gonna be a big hit. Oh, wow, that's beautiful. That is insanely, I mean, wow, that is just insanely detailed with the amount of stuff going on around that tornado. I wonder, like, this kind of goes back to the fire thing. You know, is this going to be tied to stuff happening in real life? You know, with the fires, if there's a fire in Canada, will that be in the sim? Or if there's tornadoes and the weather patterns, can it do that? Or is this a mission? Like, will it spawn in the same place every time and you kind of, you do your thing and mission's done? Or, and I don't know. That's pretty cool. One thing I want to point out with this that I noticed, it took me about the second time watching. We don't have the guns, so it looks like they replaced the guns with a light right here, because that should be where the GAU 8 would be. So that kind of disappoints me. I think having a military aircraft in is cool. I just don't personally understand. You know, if we're gonna add in military aircraft, why not add in some sort of weaponry? Or at least even in the model, have the weapon modeled and allow modders to come in and do it. So I'm kind of disappointed by that. I understand that weapons and flight sim don't necessarily go together. Even if you had it as a mission where you could use weapons, I think it's a cool addition, but slightly disappointed by that. Different seasons look beautiful. The sky is calling. So let me just we'll use that as a background screenshot to kind of talk. Uh, looks beautiful. I think that is. I don't think that's McMurdo Air Station, but that is. I'm 95% sure in Antarctica. I think it's great that we're getting a military transport jet. I think that's cool. I think that definitely has a place in flight sim. I'd love to see the ability to eventually pair drop supplies out of it. I think that'd be cool. So I do have some concerns about this. I think this trailer was great in terms of, you know, cinematography, really awesome. I think this sucked as a launch trailer. I think we should have had more details as a launch trailer. I would love to see this as a second or third trailer telling us about the content. You know, we don't even know for sure that this is a separate game. Now, I'm pretty sure. I think everybody's pretty sure this is a separate game, but they didn't tell us. There's no info in here. We just know it's going to be released in 2024. And it makes me worried. Now, the second question, and the one I am most concerned about, to be completely honest, is assuming it's a second game, what's the compatibility like? You know, I have a lot of money invested in assets and flights in 2020. How much of that will transfer over, and how easily will that transfer over? Is it one of those things that's built on the same architecture? So, you know, PMDG isn't going to have to do anything outside of maybe some minor updates to get it with 2024? Or is it going to be reworking a lot? Or is it enough of a difference that I'm still going to have to pay some money? Because if I'm going to have to upgrade and pay money, because I assume the game is going to be $60. So that's already kind of discouraging me from purchasing it in the first place. If I have to pay money to use the assets I already have, no, I won't buy it. As much as I love it, and I think there's some cool stuff, out of pure principle, I will not buy this game because I think that is uh, kind of disrespectful to the consumers to release a sequel of a open world game like this, where especially at this time when the market is finally maturing. You know, we're starting to get some good study level aircraft. You know, no matter what you think, we have this Aerosoft CRJ and A330, the Phoenix A320, PMGG with the 37s, with, you know, we have Airsoft with the A330 Neo coming on. We have, I think, the 777s next for PMDG. You know, we have a really healthy freeborn market, A220, A330, 87-8, the heavy division 78710, A380. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. And if we're not able to easily move that stuff to the new sim, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. I think that is kind of a slap in the face community. The other thing I'm kind of wondering is maybe this is a new game, but maybe it's not for the same niche as 2020. You know, 2020 is great and it does a lot for people that want to fly from A to B. But what this is seeming to do is this gives you stuff to do besides just flying aircraft, which I think is great. But for people like myself, if you like bat sim, you know, you're flying commercial airliners, you want to feel like a real pilot in the, you know, airline industry, maybe this isn't the game for you. You know, if we're going to see these two develop together, if they're both on the same kind of, you know, engine and everything, then they're getting upgraded together. And it's just a separate game, but it offers you separate things. If 2024 is the kind of, this gives you stuff to do besides just flying, or gives you a reason to fly to a certain thing, I think that'd be awesome. You know, I can understand that. You know, 2020 is great for open world, but it might be hard to add in these systems after the fact. So I think we got a lot to see. I'm excited, but I'm also concerned, and I'm frankly just also partially disappointed. I think this, for a launch trailer, was not good. Now, for a content trailer, you know, maybe next week after or a month after the initial release, kind of hyping stuff up, or even a second trailer at time release where they just told more about what was going to happen in game. I think this would have been great. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Well, guys, thank you for stopping by. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and you'll have a good one. Goodbye.